Silence. All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Carmelina Paula Alvaro.
May it please the court, I move that Carmelina Paula Alvaro be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Carmelina Paulo Alvaro be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Donya Amadi.
May it please the court, I move that Donya Amadi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Donya Amadi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Peter Frederick Amos.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Peter Frederick Amos be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Peter Frederick Amos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christian Nardi Andriotti.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Christian Nardi Andriotti, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christian Nardi Andriotti be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eleftheria Antonelli.
May it please the court, I move that Eleftheria Antonelli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eleftheria Antonelli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ruponti Shezabin Atik.
May it please the court, I move that Raponti Shezabin Atik be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raponti Shezabin Atik be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasleen Kaur Atwell.
May it please the court, I move that Jasleen Kaur Atwell be admitted to this honourable court.
Let Jasleen Kaur Atwell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasmine Victoria Avramovsky.
May it please the court, I move that Jasmine Victoria Avramovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jasmine Victoria Avramovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sayed Raushan Aziz.
May it please the court, I move that Sayed Roshan Aziz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sayed Raushan Aziz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fuan Bai.
May it please the court, I move that Fuan Bai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fuan Bai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marissa Elise Banu Lawrence.
May it please the court, move that Marissa Elise Banu Lawrence be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Marissa Elise Banu Lawrence be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Roy Crosby Buchanan.
May it please the court, I move that Roy Crosby Buchanan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Roy Crosby Buchanan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Audrey May Burns.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Audrey May Burns, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Audrey May Burns be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cassandra Elizabeth Bush.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Cassandra Elizabeth Bush, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cassandra Elizabeth Bush be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kiralee Joy Carrington.
May it please the court, I move that Kiralee Joy Carrington be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kiralee Joy Carrington be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carmen Tindari Castrignano.
May it please the court, I move that Carmen Tindari Castrignano be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Carmen Tindari Castrignano be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raymond Joseph Chabib.
May it please the court, I move that Raymond Joseph Shabib be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raymond Joseph Shabib be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chen Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Chen Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chen Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wen Yi Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Wendy Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wen Yi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amelia Grace Coe.
May it please the court, I move that Amelia Grace Coe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amelia Grace Coe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas James Condon.
May it please the court, I move that Thomas James Condon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas James Condon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Antonia Rakibe Curcio.
May it please the court, I move that Antonia Rabike Curcio be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Antonia Rakibe Curcio be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Louise Day.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Louise Day be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rebecca Louise Day be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rachel Elizabeth Dodd.
May it please the court, I move that Rachel Elizabeth Dodd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rachel Elizabeth Dodd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kate Leanne Eilers.
May it please the court, I move that Kate Leanne Eilers be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kate Leanne Eilers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Maria George.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Maria George be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Maria George be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aditya Nair.
No, Goodman. Michael Goodman.
Correct. Michael Christopher Goodman.
May it please the court, I move that Michael Christopher Goodman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michael Christopher Goodman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
George Jane Griffiths.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Georgia Jane Griffiths, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Jane Griffiths be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Juliana Hannah.
May it please the court, I move that Juliana Hannah be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Juliana Hannah be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacinta Louise Samantha Hassett Brown.
May it please the court, I move that Jacinta Louise Samantha Hassett Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacinta Louise Samantha Hassett Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Justin Harland Haywood.
May it please the court, I move that Justin Harland Haywood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Justin Harland Haywood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Preeti Narishma Raj Kumar.
May it please the court, I move that Preeti Narishma Raj Kumar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Preeti Narishma Raj Kumar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hua Amy Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Hua Amy Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hua Amy Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vanessa Gel Jimenez Marcelo.
May it please the court, I move that Vanessa Gel Jimenez Marcelo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vanessa Gel Jimenez Marcelo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rhiannon Carla Marshall Whitty.
May it please the court, I move that Rhiannon Marshall Whitty be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rhiannon Carla Marshall Whitty be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Ann McClenahan.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Ann McClenahan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Ann McClenahan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tess Renee Morgan.
May it please the court, I move that Tess Renee Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tess Renee Morgan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aditya Nair.
May it please the court, I move that Aditya Nair be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aditya Nair be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angus Kirk Neal.
May it please the court, I move that Angus Kirk Neal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angus Kirk Neal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Declan Bernard O'Donoghue.
May it please the court, I move that Declan Bernard O'Donoghue be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Declan Bernard O'Donoghue be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander
May it please the court, I move that Alexander be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raphael Carter Emerson Owen.
May it please the court, I move that Raphael Carter Emerson Owen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raphael Carter Emerson Owen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicola Konstantin Pechenats.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Nicola Konstantin Pechenats, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicola Konstantin Pechenats be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Miki Elizabeth Prochaska.
May it please the court, I move that Mickey Elizabeth
Let Miki Elizabeth Prakashka be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edward James Raftesath.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Edward James Raftesath, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edward James Raftesath be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Esha Lamia Rahman.
May it please the court, I move that Esha Lamia Rahman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Esha Lamia Rahman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kasley Grace Rowan.
May it please the court, I move that Kasley Grace Rowan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kasley Grace Rowan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Siavash Salapur Rutsari.
May it please the court, I move that Siavash Salipur Rutsari be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Siavash Salipur Rutsari be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brindavani Sritharan.
May it please the court, I move that Brindavani Sritataran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brindavani Sritharan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Henry Raymond Stack.
May it please the court, I move my son, Henry Raymond Stack, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Henry Raymond Stack be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jordan Emily Tana.
May it please the court, I move that Jordan Emily Tana be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jordan Emily Tana be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rosemary Catherine Timmins.
May it please the court, I move that Rosemary Catherine Timmins be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rosemary Catherine Timmins be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lydia Tamara Valentine Polisi.
May it please the court, I move that Lydia Tamara Valentine Puglisi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lydia Tamara Valentine Polisi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Brianna Vella.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Brianna Vella be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Brianna Vella be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Walmsley.
May it please...
Please the court, I move that Joshua Walmsley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Walmsley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harry James Walter.
May it please the court, I move that Harry James Walter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harry James Walter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Kevin Wern.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Kevin Wern be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Joshua Kevin Wern be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ian Alexander Wildsmith.
May it please the court, I move that my brother Ian Alexander Wildsmith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ian Alexander Wildsmith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Deborah Ann Williamson.
May it please the court, I move that Deborah Ann Williamson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Deborah Ann Williamson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Katrina Claire Wiseman.
May it please the court, I move that Katrina Claire Wiseman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Katrina Claire Wiseman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vivian Hu-Se Wong.
May it please the court, I move that Vivian Pu-Se Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Vivian Pu-Se Wong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Xiaoxi Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that Xiaoxi Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Xiaoxi Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Simone Zhao.
May it please the court, I move that Simone Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Simone Zhao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Linlin Shu.
May it please the court, I move that Linlin Zhu be admitted as a member of this honourable court.
That Linlin Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tina Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Tina Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Tina Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed by our officer, stand for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmation and declaration. So please stand when and as directed.
Could the first two rows to my right please stand? Carmelina Paula Alvaro. Donya Amadi. Joshua Peter Frederick Amos. Christian Nardi Andreotti. Eleftheria Antonelli. Raponti Shezvabin Atik. Jasleen Kaur Atwell. Jasmine Victoria Avramovsky. Sayed Roshan Aziz. Fuan Bai. Maria Elise Banu Lawrence. Roy Crosby Buchanan. Audrey May Burns. Cassandra Elizabeth Bush. Kirili Joy Carrington. Carmen Tindari Castrignano. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. Could the next two rows on my right please stand up? Raymond Joseph Chabib. Chen Chen. Wenyi Chen. Amelia Grace Coe. Thomas James Condon. Antonia Rakabe Churchy. Rebecca Louise Day. Rachel Elizabeth Dodd. Kate Leanne Eilers. Emily Maria George. Michael Christopher Goodman. Georgia Jane Griffiths. Juliana Hannah. Jacinta Louise Samantha Hassett Brown. Justin Harland Hayward. Preeti Nirishma Raj Kumar. Hua Amy Liu. Vanessa Jel Jimenez Marcelo. Rhiannon Carla Marshall Whitty. Sarah Ann McClenahan. Tess Renee Morgan. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability. Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Please be seated. To the row in the middle of the court in front of me, please stand up. Aditya Nair, Angus Kirk Neal, Declan Bernard O'Donoghue, Alexander Raphael Carter Emerson Owen, Nicola Konstantin Pechenats, Mickey Elizabeth Prochaska, Edward James Raftesath, Esha Lamia Rahman, Kazli Grace Rowan, Siavash Salapurudsari, Brindavani Sritharan, Henry Raymond Stack, Jordan Emily Tana, Rosemary Catherine Timmons. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please be seated. Could the last two rows to my left on this side of the court please stand up? Lydia Tamara Valentine Polisi, Emily Brianna Vella, Joshua Walmsley, Harry James Walter, Joshua Kevin Wern, Ian Alexander Wildsmith, Deborah Ann Williamson, Katrina Claire Wiseman, Vivian Pusey Wong, Xiaoxi Zhang, Simone Xiao, Linlin Zhu, Tina Zhu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? So help me God. Thank you. Please be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my immediate right, is Justice Harrison, who's a Judge of Appeal and the Chief Judge at Common Law. To my left, Justice Garling, a Senior Judge in the Common Law Division of the Court, and to Justice Harrison's right, Justice McNaughton, also a Senior Judge of the Common Law Division of the Supreme Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this morning. And we have done so in this courtroom, which rests on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I also acknowledge that sitting to the far left of the bench today is Honourable Justice Robert Beach-Jones, formerly Chief Judge at Common Law in this court and now Justice of the High Court of Australia. And we're delighted he's been able to sit with us on the bench this morning. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great celebration of your achievements. We up here know how hard you've all had to work to achieve this important milestone. I'm also very pleased to welcome those supporting you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or emerging skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure that they're all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you along in civilised lunch after the ceremony. The timing is almost perfect. Now, in being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. And so it was that in May of this year, the court to which you have just been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. And that is something of which we, and I now hope you, are immensely proud. Please take time after the ceremony to view the history wall outside the Banco Court, the photographs of our bicentennial sitting, and the new Supreme Court gallery to get a taste of the rich history of this institution. You're also a very fortunate cohort, not only as being the final cohort to graduate, as it were, or to be admitted, more accurately, this year, but after the ceremony, when you move to the lobby of the court to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you'll also be presented with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian Changing Times, a history of the Supreme Court of New South Wales 1824 to 2024, as a memento of your admission in this bicentennial year. I do hope that you take time to read and enjoy it. It's 400 or 500 pages, but there are plenty of very diverting pictures and illustrations. It doesn't have to be read in one sitting, but I do encourage you. I do encourage you to read and enjoy it. It has a wealth of fascinating information in it about the court of which each of you has just become an officer. Now, in celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrated and continue to mark 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I'll say something more shortly. This ceremony is attended by unique formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are therefore all witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have just made. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all, no doubt, in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one, is a continuing one, and deserves solemn regard. So whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed an entirely different field, you must always, as a lawyer of this court, be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Admission as a lawyer of this court is a privilege, it's not a right. Now, you will see from portraits of former Chief Justices which hang on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases I have to say literally, have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. It's not because they're particularly comfortable, but we do so for two important symbolic reasons. First, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, the administration of justice. Although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. So 43% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female. There are also over 600 female barristers, including the president of the New South Wales Bar, and women make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 35. That is a radical change from the time I commenced practice, and it has been an extremely salutary one. The second symbolic reason we continue only on ceremonial occasions to wear these wigs and robes is it serves to differentiate the judiciary from the other arms of government, the executive and the legislature. And a cardinal part of the rule of law is that we have an independent, strong judiciary. So it has that symbolic significance as well. Returning to the rule of law, as you will all know, we live in a world in which there is much global uncertainty and insecurity, so that when we speak of the rule of law, it is more important than ever and not simply an academic phrase or a theoretical construct. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. A strong legal profession is essential to the rule of law. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the courts are continuing to engage. But while the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it's my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature, human interaction, and human beings at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and interact with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, family, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There's therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers, of whom there are not enough. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and by a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which contribute to the fabric of our society. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat over the last 6 years, including this ceremony, highlights that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the judiciary are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That is important because it in turn builds trust in and respect not only for the courts and the legal profession, but ultimately for the rule of law. So let me now offer some brief observations and a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions, of course. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you are bound to make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all, if we're honest with ourselves, make mistakes, especially when embarking on something new. When you do make mistakes, it's very important that your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice ensures that you take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always advise young lawyers not to make or to seek to avoid making is to fall into the trap of giving your clients the advice you think that they want to hear. I can tell you now that will not be good advice, and they will not thank you for it. The role of being a good lawyer is being independent thinking, giving clear advice to your clients as to their rights and obligations. unaffected by what you think they might want to hear. That is the essence of being a profession and not a business. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of practice, can be confrontational. But the practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough without personal antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as unfortunately it sometimes does. So it's essential, and I urge you to strive to maintain your detachment, balance and good humour at all times when dealing with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate, remembering, as I've said at all times, that you are now members of a profession. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time. I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But for a non-lawyer, the law is complex. Sometimes it's incomprehensible, and one of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others. So strive to be clear and concise at all times, both your writing and in your oral advice. To do so facilitates access to justice, which is so important. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something of which we're far more conscious now than a few decades ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel a little overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now that is often because well-motivated lawyers will want to go the extra mile, take the extra step to ensure that a brief is fully prepared, that the case is prepared, that an advice is comprehensive, that all angles have been looked at, and all of that is admirable. But it can bring with it the risk of becoming all-consuming. So you must work hard to keep your balance, keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. You should also remember, or know and remember, that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm going to now call on two young representatives, one from the New South Wales Bar, one from the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer a few words of welcome and congratulations. Mr. Werrett, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Jackson Werrett, and I've been practising as a barrister for 3 years, predominantly in public law. On behalf of the Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The Bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. I am proud to be a barrister. I find the work meaningful and rewarding. I am particularly proud to be a barrister who specialises in public law, acting in cases both for and against government. In those cases, my enterprise is always the same, ensuring that government acts according to law. I was very privileged to have the support of parents who, although not having attended university themselves, were committed to providing me with the best education that their resources could afford. I owe them a great debt that I, at least in part, try to repay through the work that I do, that I am only able to do by reason of that education. If you are interested in coming to the Bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And each year there is a Career at the Bar open day that you can attend. In your first year of practice, as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, with whom you will meet weekly, who will review your work and who will teach you practical skills. But the support that you receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The Bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees. Those committees include the New Barristers Committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like myself, as well as the Diversity and Equality Committee, of which I am a member, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this Honourable Court. May I please?
Mr. Hack of the Law Society.
May it please the Court. My name is Andrew George Hack, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing here today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step, the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not often easy. Often it was overwhelming. However, as I stand here today, after 9 years of working as a solicitor, I can tell you I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I have learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community. With our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state, we are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to the communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I have been a part of the Law Society of New South Wales and until recently, New South Wales Young Lawyers, which I was involved in for approximately 7 years. It is here that I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak with your employer. We look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community.
Well, can I say this to you all by way of closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying. And it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community, and you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Harrison, Justice Garling, Justice McNaughton and all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.